is. I wouldn't read the substance because I didn't understand the title. And I'm not the type of person who will read something and don't understand it and keep going. No, I did not like that. My mama taught me better than that. And so I digested that. And then I met the Imam. And the Imam said, Karim, in his article, he taught me about the Dravidians in the Indus Valley and how they came from the north. And they read the scriptures of the Dravidians. And they couldn't overpower them physically, but they overpowered them by changing their literature. Yeah? Then I digested it. I said, oh, that tastes good. I'm now out of prison. And I go to San Diego, California. Never had been there before. I didn't want to go back to Oakland. And there I met the Imam. He came to, he was the Imam in Oakland. Some of you remember that? Yeah. I would drive every week from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to listen to the Imams on Juma, to listen to the Imam on Taaleem. And I made it my duty to be there 2 hours in advance so I could get the front seat. That's how I would get to know the Imam, because you know when the Imam is teaching, he's looking at you. And he would look at me as I'm taking my notes. And brothers and sisters, I can write good because this man taught me how to take notes. Oh, yes, indeed. And he looked down and he said, boy, you like this, don't you? And I just be saying, yes, sir, brother, I love this. Yes, indeed. And he could see it. Yeah, you know I am. Yes, indeed. I have never met a human being on this planet that I love more than that man. That's the truth. That is the truth, so help me God. I'm a good brother because I come from Allah. Like all of us come from Allah. And the Imam taught us to go back to your innocence. And your innocence is Adam. I have a consulting business. My wife knows it. She's been with me for 15 years. She's seen me develop this. With what? The Imam's teaching. When the brother was talking about Twitter and social media, I'm on Twitter. I'm on websites. Yes, people call me and say, well, I just read your website and what you have done and etc. My clients are global clients. The money that I make often is more than most people make in 2-3 months. And I make it in a day. That's the truth. I won't give you no numbers because it's not important. But I'm telling you the truth. My children, my 2 daughters sitting here, my pride. I'm going to get to you yet, son. But I have to go to the sisters first. My daughters were young at the time, and I told them I'm going to try to start a business in Germany. I don't think that makes sense, Daddy. You can't speak the language, and we got a nice house here. We did. We had a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house in San Diego, California. Isn't that right, girls? All my girls had their own privacy and etc. Sitting on a little small hill where we could see the ocean and what have you. They thought we were rich. We were. And so they said, we don't want to lose this. So I bring them over into Germany. And they saw what I did. I took them to my seminars. I took them to my clients. And they would sit and see what I'm doing. And then I would show them the invoices of how I got paid. And my oldest daughter, we call her the strong one. When she was about 8 years old, we're sitting in grandmama's house, and she just jumps up one day. I have to say this, Raja. And she jumps up, she's 8 years old, and she starts walking across the street, walking across the carpet saying, I'm the strong one. There's nothing going to stop me. I am really the strong one. That's who I am. Yes, that's me. And then she sits down and goes back playing like nothing had happened. Grandma and me, we were like, huh? Can we get a rewind? Yes? And she is that. She just finished her graduate studies here in Chicago, 2 years, yes? Hard work, and she is finished with it. And I said, what are you going to do now, honey? Well, I'm going to take a year off, Daddy, and relax, and then I'm going to go maybe over to London and do another 2 years and get my doc or my MBA in business. I'm going to do that. She doesn't say it unless she's going to do it. My middle daughter, Yasmin. One day I come from prison. It was Richard J. Donovan Prison in San Diego, California. And they were just starting to build the prison, so there was a lot of dust in the air, and I got allergies. So one day I come home, and my lips were huge, my eyes were closed, and I had bumps all over me. And Raja, I remember, go get the camera, let's take the Desi's picture. My middle daughter goes outside. The neighbor next door had cactus plants, and at the top is a little fruit. She goes and comes back, takes the aloe vera out of the cactus plant, puts it all over my face. I know she's not even a teenager yet, and puts it all over my face, and the bumps, my lips and everything just went back to normal. And I said, well, where did you get this information from? She's a licensed cosmetologist now. She makes people look beautiful. She knows how to do that. It's in her. Now I'm coming to you, boy. The one over here. His name is Ahmed. Ahmed, he's a recent graduate of the University of California, Berkeley, from the Haas Business School. You talk about social media? I don't know anything about it. I got a PhD over here who tells me how to go in Facebook and tells me how to strengthen myself in the social media. If I have a question, I go to my son. And my son puts me right on time. That's the truth. I have another daughter. She's not here. She couldn't come because she had a business engagement. Her name is Imani. Imani is a graduate from UCLA school. When she graduated, I said, Imani, what are you going to do? Well, Daddy, I think I want to do business for myself. I said, that's a good thing, girl. Let's do that. So she tried her very best, and now she's an established, independent business person in one of the hardest markets in the world. California, Hollywood. That's my family. My wife, she is a world, this is the truth, she won't want me to tell you this, but she's been playing the piano since she was 4 years old. She's a classical musician. She plays music all over Germany. She's been to Jordan to play music. She played music here in Atlanta, etc. She is a, what they call in German, a dirigant. A dirigant is the person who stands up and leads the orchestra. Yes? So my son has videoed her conducting an orchestra of maybe 80 instrument, an entire orchestra with a choir of 100 people, an audience of 2,000 people, and there she is leading all of it, turning the pages, and etc., etc. She's talented. Yes? That's my family. I have support from my family. They flew in. My daughter was about to fall asleep this morning because she just flew in from San Francisco. So I say to us, which of the favors of the Lord can we deny? None. Who taught me how to pray? Muhammad Abdullah, better known as W.D. Farrar. I met him in San Diego. And he was the one who taught me El-Fatiha. He taught me Qiyam, Ruku, Sajda. He taught me you sitting on your throne, brother, on that second rakah. That's the one that taught me. And it was the Imam, when he was in Oakland, I followed him. If he was in Detroit, I got the money to go to Detroit. If he was in New York, I was in New York. If he was in Los Angeles, I was in Los Angeles. Wherever that man was, I followed him. And he knew me Pretty soon, he would see me and say, oh, that brother's here. Here you go, brother. He'd come down, shake my hand, and what have you. And I got personal with him after a bit. I was elected the Imam in San Diego. I never asked for that position. I was the janitor in San Diego. I cleaned the toilets, I washed the walls, and etc. That's what I did. And one day the community was having an election of the Imam. And they said, oh, this brother should be the Imam. I said, oh, no, not me. And I sat down. It was a little baby who came over and pulled on me and said, come on, Brother Karim, you can do this. And I said, okay. If it was left up to me and if that little child hadn't done it, I would not have took that position. I took that position, resigned after a bit, because you know that donkey that we have been riding, or they've been riding us for a long time, I didn't understand that donkey, but I did understand one thing. I'm not going to let these people kill me. Because that's what they were doing. They were riding me. And I said, No, after I bought a bus for Sister Claire Muhammad School, a Volkswagen Vanagon, a brand new one, 1984. Yes, I did. Went in and put my credit down and said, let me have that bus. We need a school bus for Sister Claire Muhammad School. Did that. And said, well, y'all make the payments here. I'll make half of it. Pretty soon they wasn't making half of it, and I was making all of it. And then the bank came and repossessed it. And you know when you repossess, your credit goes down. Nah? So, after that process, I said, I don't want to do this anymore. I skipped a page here. I went back to Soledad prison, now as a free man, and asked the warden if I could come in and work with the brothers. He said, yes, no problem. Do it. There were no Muslim chaplains anywhere at that time in all of America. Then I worked there regularly, came up with the idea, well, let me write some stuff here about what we're doing here in California. Pretty soon, Muslim chaplain concept was created. I became a Muslim chaplain for California Rehabilitation.